All right, good morning, everyone. I am going to run this meeting. I'm not sure who we will have in attendance, but I wanted to make sure that I was here to speak to what's happening and to give everyone on the communities or mod team a chance to understand exactly where we are, as we have been doing a few things that have been disconnected over the past 3 or 4 weeks. Thank you to everyone who reached out while I was away. I was dealing with some family stuff, but I'm back and I'm excited to kind of share with you guys what we have been working on. So I won't take too long with the intro. I'll kind of see people jumping in and out if that's the case. But as always, these are recorded, and so I wanted to keep it as short as possible. All right. So currently, we are in the process of beginning the launch phase of the project. Speaking to the overall timeline of the project, a lot of people may be confused, so I want to make sure that I get this right and give as much clarity as possible. So, when we last left off in a lot of our meetings, the biggest thing that we have been focusing on is this green patch here, which is the budget, getting the pitch right, getting the actual costs updated, and things of that nature. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, our marketing team that was led by Lynn has been experiencing some delays, and so we had a few team members actually jump in and take their place. This is important because we needed to get the actual marketing expenses accounted for, and without having that team in place, it was going to be very difficult to finalize a budget. Um, with that being said, we have all but done that, and the operations team, just like this meeting, will be having weekly meetings, most likely on Sundays. And so we will plan to touch base and kind of do the last few tweaks that we need to do to the numbers then, but the numbers are essentially ready. Um, this remaining list is essentially talking about roadmaps, website updates, SOPs, all of those different things. Most of this has been done. White papers, all of these different things have been done, but they need to be refined after the budget is completed. And I'm very confident that we'll be able to do those smoothly. We also need to be able to combine all of our contracts into one UI. So before all of this is actually done, we will need to combine all of those into one UI, which is why we have decided I have decided to take a bit of a different approach here. Um, Moving back to where we are currently in phase 0, this is the marketing plan, and I wanted to give everyone a high level understanding of what's about to happen in the next couple of weeks off of this plan and how that fits into the greater plan. So, because the budget is so important, right? We needed to make sure that when we get the budget, that we can actually generate the funds that the budget is asking for in order to continue on with our launch, our marketing sequence, as well as paying for anything else that needs to be paid for and eventually compensating the team. So we have developed a what we refer to as perpetual pre-sale contract. What it is it is a minor contract. Um, it essentially allows people to earn tokens by participating in this play to earn mining game. Um, and those tokens can then actually be claimed and exchanged in the same way that your airdrop tokens can be once we launch the bigger ecosystem. So this is what we will be launching in the next week. When I say perpetual pre-sale, essentially you are going to be able to get the lowest price for tokens over time by participating in this contract. You will also be able to earn BNB as passive income by participating in this contract. And the fees that we experience from people participating in this contract will act as a pre-sale for us. This is very unique. It's never been done before. And I think it's also going to be very nice because for the first time in the history of DeFi, you will be able to participate in a pre-sale without 100% capital risk. And what that means is you will be able to actually get an ROI on your initial investment and still receive tokens that have a speculative value, that have value to them, meaning that a lot of our investors, if they're with us long enough and performing positive platform actions or doing the things that it takes to kind of to get the ROI inside of the pre-sale contract, will actually be able to recoup their investment that they make into this protocol as they continue to hold tokens, which is an amazing thing. So that's the reason why we're launching it. And what I wanted to do is just talk to the specific functions of the communities or the mod team throughout this. So in the next week, we're going to have this completely done. We'll be reaching out to YouTubers, reaching out to call groups, and essentially finalizing the list of influencers that we're using. And also finalizing the marketing plan and budget. Once that is done, we're going to start our pre-roll out process. And what that essentially looks like is the first thing is C protocol will be initialized. What that means is from that point on, every single investor inside of our chat will actually be able to view their token and their airdrop balance by essentially calling the C protocol in the Telegram chat. And they will also be able to earn tokens by participating in the chat, visiting our AMAs, interacting with our Twitter, and other different social actions. So this is going to be the start of essentially revealing the first protocol. We're going to announce the C protocol. We're going to also engage our engagement team. And we're going to make sure that everyone has the mod sheet and the cheat sheet. And that's going to tell you how to answer all of the questions that you're going to essentially encounter, and also tell you how to use all of the commands in order to get to information that you may not be able to summarize off the top of your head, or just to make it easier for everyone. So I will be having those to everyone by the weekend, and I expect you guys to be able to look at it, take a look at it, and make sure that you understand everything and that you're ready to start servicing members. When we start the rollout on day one, I anticipate this to be on Monday. It could be as late as Wednesday. We're going to essentially start with activating the Guff group, right? So what that means is we're going to add them, DM them, inbox them, get in contact with all of the different members of the Guff group. Right now, there's about 1,400 to 1,500. We've certainly lost some investors in both of the old legacy chats, but we still have a good community of people that we can reach out to and start to get reinvigorated into the chat. And the goal is to essentially get them to come inside of the main Eighth Wonder chat and to essentially start registering to view and understand their airdrop balances using C, right? So that's the first thing that we're going to basically do. From day 2 through 4, we're going to do orientation. So that's just going to be getting the old members oriented, getting them activated, and making sure that all of our shilling, all of our campaigns are directly focused on the Guff group, right? And this is going to basically do a lot of things. The first thing that it's going to do is it's going to set a solid foundation for our marketing team to come in on day 5 and start with the much larger campaign. But it's also going to give Guff owners a chance to come in earlier and also to be more oriented, so that we don't have to answer those questions in the week after as we release the pre-sale contract. So the main job of the mods is going to be to help support this process, right? We want to make sure that we are answering questions. We want to make sure that we are providing the information that we need to provide. We want to make sure that we're staying positive. We want to make sure that we're helping people get registered with C and able to answer any questions that we have, and then also accelerating all of those questions to your leadership team, which would be Adam, and one more. I'll have to give you guys his screen name, and making sure that all of that is being accounted for and everyone's being accountable. So that's number one. Number two is we may need help with everyone basically getting in contact with the initial Guff holders, right? So if you're a Guff holder, or you know Guff holders, we will provide a list. You will simply go down, send them a message, give them the actual orientation instructions, and that should be good from there. Now, all Guff holders will be placed inside of the Guff airdrop portal, right? So what that's going to do is essentially give them instructions on how to start and check their balance, how to join the new group, and essentially how to claim their tokens that they have earned from Holiday Guff since last year. So that's going to be our number one focus in this upcoming week, is getting the mod team online, getting the conversation started, answering the questions, being engaging, being active, and then finally having a set schedule, right? We have mods that are in the United States, mods that are in Europe, mods that are all over the world. So we want to make sure that everyone is being spread out accordingly and properly, so that we're not having any sort of overlap issues or having any issues when it comes to actually having coverage when others are sleeping. So next week, I expect this to have a few bumps to knock out. We really want to make sure that the mod team is here, that they're attentive, that they're ready to essentially answer any questions. And so I will be reaching out to each person individually to make sure that that happens, as well as reaching out to Adam to make sure that all of these things are going to run smoothly, and he will be you guys' main point of contact moving forward. So that's really where we are. Once we get past this 5-day window, of course, we will start seeing a massive influx of new users. We have a nice YouTube campaign, automated shilling campaigns. We're going to directly contact and interact with over 500,000 different investors. And so we highly expect that this group will be growing very quickly. And this coordinated effort will do well for us. And on day 7, we plan on actually rolling out the pre-sale contract. So in the next week, we are going to be revitalizing the group and really working to help things move along. So this marketing plan checklist is probably the most important thing that you guys need to pay attention to. The only other thing that the communities team will be responsible for will be the Telegram announcements, but more of the leadership team will be handling that. So for the time being, in the next week, we really just want to focus on having everyone understand how to answer questions, how to greet new members, and how to solve any of the basic problems that people are going to kind of run into. I'm happy to walk anyone through any questions that they have once the mod cheat sheet has been published, and then we can all take it from there, guys. So I don't want to go on too long. I think that this is a very good stopping point. The most important thing is that everyone shows up and that everyone is willing to do their part on the team in order to make sure that we're going to have a smooth launch starting next week. Anyone who is kind of finding it difficult to make the time to make meetings or to kind of mod inside of the group, we'll just have to move on from you guys, and there's no hard feelings. We just want to make sure that everyone is pulling equal weight. It's been a lot of work on the core team and on the development team, so we want to make sure that those efforts are rewarded and are being supported as efficiently as possible. So I didn't really expect too many people to show up to this today, so I'm really not that disappointed. What I would like to see going forward is that we can kind of run these meetings and that we have all hands in the room. Um, I will be, like I said, reaching out to everyone individually and sharing this recording. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So just to recap, next week we are going to start the perpetual pre-sale process. Over the weekend, I will get all the mods oriented in the chat and understanding exactly what their role is and what their schedule is. On Monday, we plan to start rolling out the invites for all the Guff holders. We may have a few of you guys just inboxing Guff holders and making sure that they are aware that they can come claim their airdrops. If you are a Guff holder, you can claim your airdrop. And then, on about Thursday or Friday or so, we will turn on the main marketing campaign, start with the YouTube, the Twitter, and everything else, and expect to kind of have everyone else online and accountable by then. So it's going to be an exciting week, guys. If anything, pushes things back, a few days or so, the plan is the same. The dates will be finalized as soon as I hear from the development team, making sure that these new features that we have put into the pre-sale contract are efficient and that the audit is complete. And yeah, then we'll get started, guys. So, like I said, it won't take too much time. I appreciate everyone who watches this. Please be sure to stay active in the community's chat. Check in once a day. It's very important um, for us to stay checked in and to understand what's going on. And other than that, guys, you have a great rest of your week.